Neptune is woo. Neptune is woo-woo, so don't mind me. Hi friends, my name is Haley Comet and welcome to my Cosmic Corner of the Internet, where we discuss all things astrology. And today, elusive, alluring, romantic, spiritual Neptune, how to survive if you are undergoing a difficult Neptune transit. I'm talking to you, Geminis, Virgos, Sagittarians, and Pisceans. Neptune is in Pisces from 2011 to 2026. Are you going to feel the influence the entire time? No. So I'll break down when your chart will feel this influence and how to cope, how to survive. My mutable placements, and I have a lot of them, are all at the earlier parts of Pisces. So I've been out here dealing with these Neptune transits, and I'm here to grant the wisdom that I have for how to survive and how not to get duped. So with this, you are experiencing hard Neptune aspect because Neptune is either conjunct your placements if you have placements in Pisces, opposing your placements if you have placements in Virgo, or squaring your placements if you have placements in Gemini or Sagittarius. And when we have a hard aspect, that Neptune allure can cast its rose-colored glow in our lives and allow us not to see things clearly. So when to know when our chart is particularly susceptible to this elusive, alluring Neptune energy. For that, look at the degree that you have mutable placements in. So you can find this on the app New Wheat. It'll have your degrees, or you could go to astro.com and just look to the number that is by your placements to understand, because this is where it'll peak in your life. I'll have what year or years you are particularly susceptible to Neptune below in the comments, but I'll also read them right now. So take a moment to find those numbers and I'll go through it year by year. I'm going to say like 1 to 4 degrees. And if you have, Virgo at 3 degrees, you are in that. So I'm not saying 1 and 4, I'm saying 1 to 4, just to make it clear. So, friends, Neptune and Pisces will be in effect from 2011 to 2026, and here is where you'll feel it. So 2011, you'll particularly feel it with your placements at 0 degrees, 2012 from 1 to 3 degrees, 2013, 1 to 4 degrees, 2014, 3 to 7 degrees, 2015, 5 to 9 degrees, 2016, 7 to 12 degrees, 2017, 9 to 14 degrees, 2018, 11 to 16 degrees, 2019, 14 to 18 degrees, 2020, 16 to 20 degrees, 2021, 18 to 23 degrees, 2022, 20 to 25 degrees, 2023, 22 to 27 degrees, 2025, 25 to 29 degrees, and 2026, you'll feel it if you have mutable placements at 29 degrees. So, what are some symptoms of having the Neptunes or being in the Neptune allure? Well, you will know you're having a Neptune transit when you've met the love of your life. It was love at first sight. You were just swept away. You believed that this was your soulmate. This was the fairy tale. But you totally ignored, that they were married, that they had a substance abuse problem. No, that's all details. And this is the love of my life. Or another symptom could be someone pitches you. This is a big get-rich-quick scheme. You are going to make millions. You won't have to work anymore. Just do this one thing and then you'll have it all. And getting duped, believing the dream, disregarding the details. You could also be much more prone to drinking, doing drugs, anything to go into this dream world. It can also be a highly spiritual time. So it could be a time of reawakening to your true nature, rediscovering spirituality within your life, or rediscovering prayer, or feeling connected to something. It could be a time of reawakening creativity in your life, invoking writing, poetry, a sense of art where you kind of merge with the thing that you're creating and it feels like it's coming through you rather than from you, like you're a conduit for source energy. So these are some of the symptoms of having the Neptunes or being under the case of the Neptunes. So I'm going to share some advice that I have for the years that you'll experience this transit. And even if it's past, looking back at that year and being like, okay, yeah, I definitely felt that. So my first thing is definitely watch your drinking and your drug intake. Neptune is a siren song, right? So it allures us, but we don't even notice, the treacherous rocks. this could be a time that you'll notice that you are much more under the influence when you partake. Like, you know, you can normally have a glass of wine and feel okay, but like this particular year, it's like you have a glass of wine and you're telling everybody your life secrets and things like that. Or it could be a time where you're just more apt to want to check out, want to dissociate, want to drink more, want to do drugs, want to lose your mind, want to find something, want to discover something. It's like real life gets more boring. So you all of a sudden just have Neptune whispering in your ear. Wouldn't this be more fun if you got totally messed up? I would say, from my advice, from the year that it hit my chart, because I'm speaking from experience, I get you mutables. I've been there, I lived it. Definitely be mindful. I ended up having to not drink at all the second year of the transit, because the first year I was really using drinking as a way to not deal with reality. It was like a really, really tough time for me romantically. And rather than deal with that and pick up the pieces and start moving forward, I would just rather keep myself in this drunken haze, because in that space, when I'm not thinking clearly and I'm under the influence, I don't have to deal with reality, and I can still believe that everything's fine, everything's okay, this is my soulmate, it's all going to work out, without having to pick up the pieces. And it kept me, I mean, I lost like a year of my life. I don't really remember a lot about the year because I was doing a lot of drinking. I wasn't able to move on or create any forward motion in my life because I just wanted to check out so I can keep the dream alive. So a good way that I utilized to kind of keep my drinking in check is, at any moment I would ask myself, am I drinking to dive more into this experience or to check out from it? And if the answer was check out, it's escapism and it's not healthy. And I've known personally from clients that I've seen that it's a time that substance abuse, that's recreation, can turn into something that's a lot more sinister. So it's just really, really important for you to keep that in check. Another advice I would give in regards to romance, and I would say this in particular for my Virgo risings out there, as when Neptune is going through your 7th house of partnerships, and this could personify the sort of people that you date. It could be attracting a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, maybe people who are more spiritual. This is the higher caliber of Neptune, but at the lower end, this could be attracting people who have substance abuse problems, or are drug dealers, or have some sort of perhaps mental illness or physical ailment, something where you want to kind of save them. And you buy into this dream that you can save them, when in reality, we're all humans and we can all just, take care of ourselves. But in Neptune, it's like you have this glow in this dream. No, I can save them. I've also had clients who at this time fell in love, or rather were in love with someone who went to prison during this time, but still wanting to keep that dream alive, got to keep the dream alive. Neptune is all about dream and nothing about substance. So in regards to love, this is the kind of transit where it's like love at first sight. Oh my gosh, you and I are meant to be. This is my soulmate. This is fairy tale. This is forever. And you don't see their character clearly. Look at their actions and don't pay attention to their words. Match their energy for how they treat you, and give them that right back and see if that shifts the dynamic. Notice what happens in your life. If you're noticing, you have low energy and you're not doing things that you used to enjoy, they could be like siphoning energy from you during this influence. This could be a time where you pour yourself into this person who doesn't even want this healing. I mean, I lost a year of my life trying to fix someone, and then at the end, it was like the sobering realization, oh, you really can't fix people. And I know it's hard to hear, because when I was under this, Neptune trance is literally how I think of it. I didn't want to leave, even when I realized, I came to the revelation. It's like, okay, this person is not a good influence at all. It's hard to, because it feels like a very soulful, deep bond. I would just take small steps to check in with their actions. I would definitely ask all of your friends their opinion, especially those who don't have any mutable placements, because they don't have this Neptune influence on their chart right now. Ask like, hey, what is your honest opinion about how this person is treating me? And really check in with people who are seeing the situation clearly, because you are not, my friend. You are not. Other advice I would say is to ground yourself regularly, whatever that looks like to you. during the course of this transit, I definitely, I was sick of being a human, not in a morbid way, but I was just like, this is so much to maintain. I have to eat, I have to clean my house. Like, this is just so much. So it was easier for me to kind of check out. So grounding yourself down in your body is really, really essential during this time. So get into some sort of exercise. This was the time I found yoga, which was super, super important for me. And just visiting nature, feeling your feet in the earth, grounding yourself down in reality, because Neptune can feel very disillusioning. If you're open to the woo-woo, I would definitely advise like grounding crystals, carrying around with you. For me, during the Neptune transit, I like lost interest in food. It was really weird. I was also kind of undergoing this spiritual awakening thing, and I didn't really want to eat as much. And that kind of contributed to this kind of confused, spacey vibe that my transit had, where I wasn't thinking things clearly because I couldn't think clearly because I wasn't sleeping and I wasn't eating. So definitely advise, have some sort of structure in your life, get sleep, eat food, seriously, eat food. For me, like root vegetables, like sweet potatoes and things like that, really, really helpful for grounding me down. Some of my clients advise that they find that meat is really grounding for them. So if you eat meat, maybe that kind of helps you ground down during this time. But anything that you can do that to kind of come back to your body. I would also advise, if it feels or looks or sounds too good to be true, it is. So seek legal counsel for, business contracts, business decisions, seek opinions from your friends for romantic decisions. Another piece of advice is create. I've been harping a lot on the more negative aspects of Neptune, but it can be such a beautiful time for creativity, truly. So carve out time. And it's not just about creativity, just making things for its sake. It's like creating as a form of meditation, as a form of like spiritual connection can be really highlighted, as well as creating things that are really spiritually nourishing for other people. Make time to meditate, make time to, pour into yourself spiritually, because it can be an amazing time for that as well. Furthermore, make the most of the creative spiritual aspects and ground yourself down to the, really elusive, confusing aspects of this transit. But my mutables, I get you. I am you. You'll get through it. Just remember to come back to your body, ask for other people's opinions, and if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So I'd love to hear where you're kind of experiencing your Neptune transit, tips and tricks that you have to survive it. The degrees and the years will be written below. And until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay cosmic.